You made a comment about how you was one of the few rappers that never sold their soul. What made you say that?
Because I know majority of these rappers. Yeah. I know what be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control.
Yeah, it's like, man, who is the new street rapper that we could sign that's gonna impact the masses in their city, and we gonna blow them up, and they young, so they don't realize that they being used right now, you heard me? They don't realize it. We gonna make them rich, and we gonna get one from every major city, because that way, we can make sure that they give birth to a whole bunch of mini-me's that's looking up to them.
You know, a lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos on TV, but I just know, I know what I know, man. You know what I mean?
You've heard the whispers in barbershops, seen careers blow up overnight, and watched artists switch up like magic. But what if someone who actually lived it finally spilled the truth? Lil Flip, the Houston legend who made millions on his own before labels came knocking, just dropped a wild confession. He claims most rappers sold their souls, and what they asked him to do is unreal. They even try sending people to his home for a so-called spiritual cleansing, but that's just the surface of what other artists are hinting about these powerful gatekeepers and the real cost of fame. Something dark runs through today's music scene, and fans are blind to it. While everyone's chasing hype, Lil Flip just pulled back the curtain.
Be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control. You know what I mean? I know the real. You know, a lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos on TV, but I just know, I know what I know, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that ain't being righteous, and they ain't keeping it infinity, because keeping it 100 ain't enough. That's a limit. You go, with me, you gotta keep it infinity. So it's just a lot of people, man, that's just, you know, selling their soul and selling themselves short and distracted with the wrong things. So, you know, it is what it is, man. This industry is a very evil industry, you know what I mean? Like, it's very evil, man. So you gotta really surround yourself with people that think like you or bigger than you. So it's a nice amount of, I ain't gonna even say nice, it's a lot of rappers that sold their soul, and, you know, they let money dictate everything they do. They value money more than they value humans. I ain't participating in no bullshit. If it ain't righteous, I don't want to be a part of it, man. I'm not gonna snake my people, and yeah, I ain't gonna snake my people, and yeah, I can't sell my people out, and I ain't gonna sell myself out. Fame ain't that important, man, for me to just do anything. It's cool. I'm used to the attention.
Lil Flip, the Houston icon who sold over 25 million albums with zero major label control, just dropped something that'll freeze your blood. He says most rappers you see shining on TV made an unthinkable deal. They didn't just trade publishing rights or creative freedom. They sold something way deeper, something you can never buy back. The price? Betraying everything they once believed in. Flip isn't speaking on rumors. He knows these people. He's watched stars lose their spark and turn into empty shells of who they used to be. The industry isn't just corrupt, it's evil at its core. And the worst part? These artists aren't victims anymore, they're in on it. They traded loyalty, love, even their morals for fame. Flip refused to take part in anything unholy, but countless others said yes to offers that'll make your skin crawl. So who's behind it? These shadowy figures don't move randomly. They study every target, watching them like scientists running dark experiments, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. They move in only after spotting real talent mixed with desperation. They track hungry artists for months, studying every weakness, every debt, every crack in their spirits.
Yes. Industry plans exist, yes. The music industry will conspire to say, what this artist represents is something that we need more of in America. So if it's extreme ignorance, if it's watered down blackness, if it's whiteness that represents being able to be cool and be accepted by black people, whatever it is, we want more of that. So we will do everything in our power to make this person pop off and be a star, to push this agenda. Or we have a vested interest financially in seeing this artist make it. Because not only do we have this artist signed to us, but we manage this artist, and we know that this artist is gonna create a whole generation of people just like them. Yeah, they definitely got industry plans. Yes, all of these black artists who ain't even old enough to understand the contract that they about to sign and who are being signed just because they had one thing that went viral, that they glorifying a bunch of murder and a bunch of just negativity, and all of a sudden they about to get paid millions of dollars. Those are industry plants. The industry knows the impact that those artists will have on the rest of their community. They know it. And they're just like, oh man, we need that person to make it for sure. But if you are representing something positive or something righteous or something intellectual or godly, you absolutely have to do way more work to make the industry say, all right, we're gonna let them in. It's like, all right, we're gonna let a J. Cole in. We're gonna let a Kendrick Lamar in. But we got enough. We got enough of them. You know what I'm saying? We got enough of them. You realize that J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are two of the richest rappers walking planet Earth today? Two of the most successful rappers? Why would the industry not want more J. Coles and more Kendrick Lamars?
Yeah, they don't even floss or anything, bro. You don't see them with jewelry, none of that.
Bro, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar scare the industry because if they let more of them in, you're gonna have a whole generation of people coming up who are black, who are saying, I ain't even gotta flaunt no jewelry, you heard me? I ain't even gotta flaunt fancy cars, and I can be intellectual, I can be woke, I can be a man of God.
Or rap about it.
Or rap about that stuff. And if you got a whole generation of black people that's coming up, that's like, man, there wasn't one J. Cole and one Kendrick Lamar. There were a ton of them, and they were all huge. Now, keep in mind, a ton of people exist who are doing the same type of work that Cole and Kendrick are doing, and they're doing that work in their own way. I'm one of the people, you know? And there's a bunch of people that are doing that, but for the mainstream music industry, man, they don't want a bunch of that to exist, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense why you wouldn't want more of that.
The recruitment machine goes after desperate black artists with shaky moral ground, and it's no coincidence. Desperation makes people say yes to things they'd normally never even consider. Notice they never target stable, independent names like Lil Flip. Why would they risk getting exposed by someone already free and paid? Instead, they circle broke, gifted artists buried in debt, people who've been grinding for years with nothing to show but rejection. Their confidence shattered, their pride stripped, they become easy prey. The system creates the desperation, then feeds on it. But when these shadow figures finally make their move, that's when it gets truly disturbing. What they demand from respected artists is straight up nightmare fuel. Once you hear what those requests are, your trust in the entire entertainment world will collapse. When the gatekeepers came for Flip, the things they asked were beyond anything you could ever imagine.
No.
Have you ever been approached to do anything out of pocket?
I've been approached to have somebody come to my house and pray. And yeah, like, hey man, this guy, yeah, he's like he gets spirits out, and you know, he wants to come and pray. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I want to continue to pray the way I've been praying. I don't know who he believe in and what he believe in, but he can't come in my house. So, yeah, peace. I kept God in what I got going on. I kept God. I keep God in what I got going on. I don't love money. I talk for myself. I come from a family that programmed me and trained me to be out in this world and out in the streets and knowing how to maneuver. So you can't lure me with no money or nothing like that. Like, meaning like, if I don't want to do the deal, I ain't gonna do the deal. The difference between me and a lot of artists is I started doing music for God. My grandmother played the piano. I was in the church. I sung in the choir. I played the drums, played the piano, sung in the choir for God, went to different churches and sung here and there. Right, for God, doing music in the studios, making gospel music, making hip hop. But I started off doing music for God. So I'm not gonna let money dictate every move I make when it comes to music. It's a blessing for me to be able to create. The money is gonna come. So I just pride myself in treating people right, and relationships outlast money. So you treat people right and you move the correct way, you'll have longevity. So for any artist or anybody that's a hater or just a fan or whatever you are, if you feel like some of your favorite artists fell off, sometimes you gotta just go take a trip down there and link up with them and see how they living. Cause I can speak for the artists that's in Texas. We still getting money, we still working, we still touring. We not broadcasting everything we do.
Lil Flip revealed something flat out chilling. Industry insiders actually tried to invade his personal space, his home. They wanted to send someone to cleanse him spiritually. But this wasn't about faith, it was dark energy disguised as help. Flip says they tried to perform full-on demonic rituals inside his own house. So can you imagine the nerve? Approaching a self-made artist like Flip and claiming he needs their kind of spiritual healing? That's wild. But what's even more disturbing, what they did to other artists made this look tame. The demands only got darker from there.
Depending on what part of the industry you're trying to get access to, there's gatekeepers. So if you're trying to get signed to a major label, there's gatekeepers. If you're trying to get on certain media platforms to get interviewed, there's gatekeepers. If you're trying to get on the mainstream radio, you heard me, urban radio, there's gatekeepers. Yes, yes, yes. On the totem pole of people with integrity and people with morals, values, and principles, these gatekeepers ain't nobody. But in this perverted, sick, twisted industry, these gatekeepers do hold access to certain levels, you know? Bro, I've had gatekeepers in the music industry who have literally tried to hold a record deal behind their back and let me know, like, look, if you're a part of this homosexual act that I'm trying to take part in, you heard me? Yeah, come on, this door open real quick for you. Like, I got a song where I've talked about that before called The Devil's Playground. Like, this is real, dog. And the only way that type of stuff can work on you is if you let them have all the leverage to where you want what's behind that gate that bad. So that's a real thing. You also got people who, this a different type of gatekeeper. The gatekeepers who will say, hey, you making too much righteous noise right now. If you just tone that righteousness down a little bit, then we'll allow you into these doors. But you gotta tone that down. You gotta become a little more vanilla, you heard me? A little more lukewarm, a little more bland, and you'll fit in with us more. So that's the slick gatekeeping. It ain't telling you, it ain't telling you to all the way, you know, bend over or open your mouth or something like that. It ain't that, but it's telling you, like, dim your light. And what ends up happening is you got so many people that's like, well, that's not that bad. They not asking me to do nothing super crazy. I just gotta dim my light. That's the scariest kind right there. Cause a lot of people will be like, wait, I just gotta turn it from level 10 to level 5? Man, bet, I could do that, bro. I bet. Now I get accepted, cool. Next thing you know, you got a whole industry, brother, that's lukewarm. Whole industry lukewarm. So that when somebody that's on fire come along, they looking at it like, whoa, you crazy, hold on, you shining too bright, hold on.
D1, another conscious rapper, exposed one of the darkest recruitment tactics ever. Industry gatekeepers straight up offered him record deals, but only if he agreed to perform disturbing, degrading acts. Not symbolism, not metaphor, literal physical compromise as payment for fame. They dangle every dream a struggling artist could want. Major contracts, radio spins, red carpet exposure, all hiding behind acts that destroy self-respect forever. The method only works when ambition overpowers morals, when fame becomes more important than dignity. But here's where it gets worse. This isn't rare. It's a calculated system running deep through the entire industry. Desperate artists get tested, pushed, and broken with darker offers until someone gives in. Both Lil Flip and D1 rejected these advances, but that raises the scariest question of all. How many said yes? And what happens to those who stand their ground? Refusal doesn't end the nightmare, it starts it. The retaliation is fast, organized, and brutal because this industry doesn't tolerate rejection, it crushes it.
When you said that 99% of the rappers in the industry is fake?
Yeah, when it comes to artists, yeah, but the people that I've encountered, see, I can't speak on the people that I haven't met. So when I said that I'm speaking on 99% of the artists that I've met, they've done funny and, you know, said they was gonna do this and didn't do that, and then God will put them like right around me. Like, you know what I mean? And instead of me being like bitter because somebody promised me, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this for you, I just be like, all right, I just put you in my book as a liar. You know what I mean? Because there's people that'll see you in public, I call it Hollywood talk. Hey, what's up, bro, man? I'm a fan of your music, man. We gotta do something, man. Here, take my number. Do you take their number? They don't answer. You know what I mean? They don't answer, but they might do an interview and be like, yeah, Flip, one of my favorite rappers. But then they don't answer their phone. And then when they see you again, it's like they seen a ghost. Hey, man, take my number, man. I know we supposed to do something. It's cool. You offered the verse. I didn't ask you for the verse. You know what I mean? So it's cool, man. People promise you all kind of shit in this industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't deliver. But I'm a solo artist. So I gotta depend on me. Everything everybody told me not to do worked for me. So whether a person keep their word about rapping or singing on the song, it's not gonna stop me from getting where I need to go. Cause I'm gonna go put the work in, and I put the work in already.
You also mentioned that, you know, you helped a lot of rappers, and once they got on, they went Hollywood on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's one that went super, super Hollywood, man. I'm like, damn, bro, you really changed like that, bro. But like I say, man, I was prepared for it, man. I don't be surprised by nothing I see no more in this. So I just take that shit as face value, man. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, that money shows your true character, man.
Yep, and I'm gonna be the same whether I got it or I don't got it. It don't make me.
Real talk. How you feel about the people that say the Houston rap scene fell off? From your point of view, what happened?
I can't speak on what happened with anybody else's life. I kept doing music.
No, in general.
No,
like
but
the Houston music scene.
No, but what I'm saying, I can't speak on what happened, meaning like, I don't know what other people was doing in their life, or whether you want to say the momentum to slow down or whatever. Everybody got their own different situations. Some people left labels. Some people, you know, did tech stuff. You know, everybody had different reasons for why they did what they did, but...
Lil Flip exposed what really happens when you keep integrity in a dirty system, and the aftermath is brutal. He says from firsthand experience that 99% of industry people are straight up fake. They promise the world and deliver nothing. But the real danger, every relationship's calculated, every deal conditional, every favor tied to hidden strings. Refuse to play their game, and they don't just blacklist you, they erase you. No radio spins, no label calls, no press coverage, nothing. They want you wiped clean from public memory like you never existed.
Twice a year, whatever. But if it's not $1 million budget being spent on marketing and radio and ads and posters and, you know, brainwashing you to know, hey, this album is out, here's a billboard over here, then it's gonna look like you're not doing nothing. But like I say, success is subjective, you know what I mean? So we still working, you know what I'm saying? Paul's still touring. I just did a show with him. He brought me out as a special guest. He got a deal with Paul Masson. He's liquor deals and shit like that. Chameleonaire doing the text. You know, Slim still living great, you know, doing shows. Rose still living great. You know, I'm doing shows, making albums. Key got a podcast, Legend Talk, you know what I'm saying? He's still great, doing shows. Everybody elevating. Young Star, you know what I mean? I brought him out to Carbach on 713 Day. Like, we still out here working, holding it down, you know, for Big Pokey, for all the legends. So we just still working, man. It's just not millions of dollars being spent on marketing no more. We back independent. So, you know, we got our core fan base, and they go book us and with us regardless.
But here's where things flip, literally. The industry's plan backfired. The same artists they tried to bury are now thriving on their own terms, stacking real money and building real fans without a single cosign from the mainstream. They don't have flashy promo budgets or industry backing, yet their music still hits hearts, their message still spreads, and their integrity keeps fans locked in. While the big labels keep pushing compromised stars with million-dollar rollouts, independents are quietly building legacies rooted in truth. So if you can win without selling your soul, why do so many still bow to darkness? The answer's simple. Real success takes patience, faith, and courage. And that's something money can't buy.
Their humanity.
I feel like I get the respect from the people who matters most to me. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes with aligning yourself with certain people. And if this person is managing you, they'll get you these kind of looks, and this will make you look like you're bigger than somebody else. You know what I mean? Because your manager is getting you these kind of looks. But at the end of the day, success is, you know, subjective. Nobody sees what happens with my life every day behind the scenes. Some people are brainwashed to, hey, if you ain't on the radio like you used to be or on TV like you used to be, you fell off. That's the average mind. But then people that understand and overstand and cloverstand business, they'll get what success means. Like, so for me, man, I'm always out and about, running into people, taking pictures with fans, signing autographs, people. I just left talking. What was the unit? The old Ramsey unit? Stringfellow, now is what they call it. We just left Stringfellow unit, talking to the prisoners. I performed. Shout out to Mike Prince, you know what I'm saying? Rapper La Mob Ties, that's fam. So yeah, we just went to talk to the prisoners, and man, we made their day. We performed, man. They still believe in God. Some of them performed. I seen some people that I knew that I ain't seen in 20 years. You know what I mean? So, and I got my respect from God. I got my respect from my family, respect from my hood, respect from my city, and in the world. You know, I travel, man. I be everywhere, man. So for me, the respect that I get, long as it's coming from people that really respect me, that's really all I care about. The people that are brainwashed or they're sheep and they just follow trends, you know what I mean? You know, I ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it who respect me, man, listen, that's where it matters the most. So I don't think about it outside of that.
I just think, me personally, your name should come up more. But, you know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I chose not to indulge in the weirdo shit that's going on in this industry. So when you still believe in God, man, and you ain't compromising your morals, I'm not selling my soul for no fame. I ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep God in everything I do. Sometimes they try to make a path longer or harder for you, but I deal with the consumer. You know what I mean? So, and that, I practice great customer service in there.
Lil Flip just shattered the industry's biggest myth, that mainstream exposure equals success. While compromised artists chase radio spins and TV slots, the real ones are out here building something money can't buy, genuine fan loyalty. They've cracked the code by cutting out every middleman, skipping fake exec approval, and connecting straight with the people. No shady contracts, no handlers, no soul-selling deals, just real music and real love from real supporters. This path takes something the modern scene barely understands: authenticity, loyalty that runs both ways, built on shared values, not fake personas. That's the kind of connection the mainstream can't manufacture.
Having the same number, man, since high school. Like, I'm still dealing with the promoters and talking to them, the artists, the people I done did songs with all over this world, man. I see them, you know, I give them copies of my book, I give them game, I mentor them, and then when I bump back into them, they be like, man, we read your book, we applied what you put in your book, and I'm booking shows now. So that's who I really care about, because a lot of people that's at the top, man, they don't care. They culture vultures. They don't care what's going on in the community like that. They just want their money. I care about my community. So that's why I make sure I'm out and about helping people, you know, looking out for people. I did a verse for a guy yesterday.
Here's what separates legends from one-hit wonders: how they treat their fans. Real artists understand customer service and connection, while industry-backed stars inflate their egos and drift away from their audiences. Independent artists stay grounded and reachable. That's why their careers last decades, not months. They build loyalty, not hype. Their fans respect them as humans, not just products. But if this independent formula works so well, why don't we hear about it more often? Because the truth is dark. The industry hides it. It's no accident. The system pushes toxic artists while burying the positive ones on purpose. It's all calculated. Social engineering at its finest.
These dudes ain't never been to jail. You ain't got to worry about, oh, we might sign him and he might go to jail and we can't even put no music out. These dudes ain't never been in no shootouts or nothing like that. Why would the industry not want more of that? Think about it. Think about it.
You right, man. That's your real talk, yo.
Come on, man. You mean to tell me you not a headache? And you still gonna make buku bread for us and for yourself and just like, everything is all good? Like people entertained by you, they love you, da-da-da? You mean to tell me they wouldn't be like, man, we need more of that? But come on, bro. Come on, bro. Every year, they're like, yo, who is the new street rapper that need to get signed and get pushed out there? Not in one city, but in every major city. Every year, it's like, man, who is the new street rapper that we could sign that's gonna impact the masses in their city, and we gonna blow them up, and they young, so they don't realize that they being used right now, you heard me?
Think about which artists the media pushes nonstop, the ones glorifying violence, degrading women, and flexing materialism like it's culture. Meanwhile, conscious voices spreading positivity, growth, and unity get buried under the noise. That's no accident. It's the industry's real agenda, social destruction dressed up as entertainment. They want young audiences drowning in toxic content that normalizes chaos and self-destruction. Artists preaching family, purpose, or community threaten that narrative, so they're quietly silenced. Barely any radio play, no streaming promo, zero press. At the same time, the sellouts, those who traded integrity for fame, get massive budgets, endless exposure, and global marketing. The plan? Make destructive music look normal, while truth tellers seem outdated or invisible. But real artists are still out there. They're just being strategically muted. This manipulation keeps the soul-selling cycle alive. Corruption pays, honesty doesn't. Lil Flip and D1 risked their whole careers to expose it. The music industry isn't just corrupt, it's calculated evil, preying on desperate talent while burying positive influence. Now ask yourself, if 99% of the industry's fake, how many of your favorite artists sold their souls for the fame you keep fueling? Every stream, every purchase, every view, you're casting a vote for the kind of music world you want. So think twice, move smart, and support artists who keep their soul intact. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like, and subscribe so you never miss what's next. And until then, stay real, fam.